Good afternoon, everyone. This is Anthony, Wall Street Trader. It's 1:47 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday, September 17th, 2021. Thank God it's Friday. This is not financial advice. The video is intended for educational purposes only. Click the subscribe and the bell if you want to be notified of these videos. Click the thumbs up. Share the videos with your friends, family, neighbors, enemies, you name it. Send it their way. Let's get the awareness of Fetch out there. Intraday updates are on the Twitter link below. In the event that you'd like to be in touch with any major market movements as well as any entry exit points that I'm personally doing. In the meantime, Fetch US dollar, where are we at? This is still in a beautiful, like this is one of the few cryptos I enjoy covering because it's just in a flowing trend. And you know what's nice about it is it's at the low end where you know you could grab it. And you know what sucks for me is that I live in New York, so my Coinbase for some reason won't give me access to Fetch. So now I got to go running around trying to find an exchange that does any business with New York. Binance doesn't, so Binance.us doesn't either. So big problems for me, but not so much for you if you're not in New York in terms of getting access to this. I don't know. I'll probably have to try Aave next. But anyway, let's look at Fetch.AI. Big deal here. Still in the trend at a great place to buy. I would have bought it if I had the opportunity. Unfortunately, I cannot. And if you did, and we talked about this last time, if it comes down this way, I would be buying it, and I would have been. And again, access in New York sucks for this kind of stuff. But anyway, let's just go in for those that are interested, because I like to cover this anyway, because I think it's a great crypto. Fetch to Bitcoin is also looking pretty remarkable here. This is on a nice line of support that's been going on for at least a week and a half. I definitely think this is another area to buy. So, it kind of is an input into the Fetch US dollar. So Fetch Bitcoin, the fact that it's sitting right there, looks like it could bounce healthily. Now on the Bitcoin US dollar pair, we are also very bullish on this thing. Strangely enough, if we look at this at the zoomed in view over the last few days, when we talked about this on the last video, we were somewhere in the 15th. We were just gotten over it. We were excited but hesitant. We had to take it with a grain of salt because you know how it is. Some of these things are fake outs. So you got to keep your eye on this stuff. So as it turned out, this line that it broke through has been support for over 2.5 days. I would almost claim victory on this right now if it wasn't so close to this line right now. But you know what I'm also seeing is it looks almost like a little bit of a flag here, a flagpole. This is the flagpole. This is the flag. Let's see what happens in the near term. But even more bullish than that is what we have, which is called the golden cross. Now, this is the death cross that we had back in June on the Bitcoin dollar pair. This is the golden cross we just hit a couple of days ago, around the time that we did the last video on Fetch. So, well, let's see how this thing plays out. I feel very comfortable about this right now. I think overall, Bitcoin's going to do stellar. In fact, as a result of that bullish cross, that golden cross, very recently, as a matter of fact, today, early this morning, we started breaking through the channel, which is Bitcoin dominance. Now, just to remind everybody, this is not necessarily the performance of altcoin or the performance of Bitcoin in isolation. This has to do with, will Bitcoin do better than altcoins overall? That's the question this thing solves. That's what this chart action is answering. So when it goes up, the answer is yes. Bitcoin will do better than altcoins as a whole. And if Bitcoin dominance goes down, it means Bitcoin won't do as well as altcoins as a whole. Now, and when I say as a whole, I mean across all the cryptos consolidated. Fetch by itself, I think, is one of the better cryptos. So I'd put more weight that this will do better than Bitcoin overall, generally speaking, to begin with. Anyway, just a point to note over here. It looks like Bitcoin's definitely starting to look a little bullish at this point. Look really bullish, I should say. Fetch looking like we could bounce right off of this line. I'm going to keep my eye on it. I'll continue to tweet out. Stay in touch on Twitter, everyone. Have a good weekend.